Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Bouncing Potatoes podcast. My name is Osanda, and with me I have.
Yep.
That is right, folks. So before we start talking about our weeks, let's talk about the sensation that's striking the nation. Elmo asked everyone, "How are they doing?" His exact tweet, actually. Let me say. I want to make sure I quote Elmo correctly. "How is everybody doing?" That was Elmo's tweet on X. And it led to a lot of responses. As you can imagine how the internet is, most of the responses were negative, but unfortunately that just goes to show you what people are going through. Some people were like, someone said, we're tired, Elmo. We're so tired. Another person was like, not good, Elmo, not good. So Elmo followed up his tweet was like, wow. So basically everyone trauma dumped on Elmo. All right, that's what they call it. That's not the actual definition of trauma. Well, no, I think it is the definition of trauma dump. Never mind. Anyway, they just unleashed on Elmo, right? And then Elmo went on the Today Show after he did a follow up tweet like, wow, Elmo's glad he asked. And then he went on the Today Show with his dad, Louis, who I believe is a new Sesame Street character. And fun fact, Elmo does not read nor write. So he couldn't actually read the tweets. His dad, Louis, had to read them too. So Ethan can talk about this one. Larry David choked him out as a joke.
Yeah, so Larry David on the show here, I guess he quoted that he was tired of Elmo talking about, I guess, that particular tweet. So he went up, he said he couldn't take it anymore. He went over and he like choked him out like this, put his hand on his face
and then meanwhile his dad didn't intervene at all.
Right there. Which is terrible. Like, oh my gosh, talking about child abuse.
Your son is getting jumped and you didn't defend him?
That's I know that one, the bad parenting, and then just straight up child abuse, abusing a poor child. Which is awesome because Elmo, of course, is a puppet, so there's someone underneath there. So that must have been quite jarring for the person who can't see what's happening. All of a sudden, feel his hand.
Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get a lawsuit from what should have been a very wholesome moment. Is now turning into that. And I will say, at first, like when Ethan was telling me about this, I'm like, well, what do you mean he choked him? He probably just like lightly tapped him. No, homeboy like with the face, and then with the arm at the neck. So in fact, he choked out a puppet for whatever reason. Like that's just a bad joke, bro. That's just
that's worse than the Christian joke. Then that's pretty bad.
Yeah, like why are you gonna choke out Elmo? Like just think about the optics of that. Like there's probably kids watching the interview.
I know, right?
They're like, mommy, why is that first beating up Elmo? It's just so weird.
Yeah, definitely not a wise decision there.
And he doubled down on it too. He said that he would do it again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was like, damn.
I mean,
your kid too, or what?
Larry David is 76, so I mean, he's definitely reached that age where he don't give a. He's obviously not going to care at all, right? Because he's just reached that age. But Jesus,
yeah, that was on national TV too. That's funny. And now, of course, it's a YouTube clip. So now, millions have seen it probably around the world.
Yeah, yeah.
On the next Sesame Street episode, they should Big Bush be, man, I saw you on national TV. Got choked out. How are you, buddy?
Now we need to ask Elmo how he's doing.
Tables have turned.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna ask it right now on this tweet. Here it is. He tweeted
Elmo's turning 3.5. For anyone who was curious about that, he has a birthday coming up. Like he said in the Today Show interview, he turned 3.5 last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that.
Yeah, he's been the biggest 3.5-year-old.
Yeah, he's definitely. It's a very long time. Elmo's been 3.5, but makes sense now that he can't read nor write again because he is 3.5.
But he can speak almost nearly perfect sentences. So that's
Yes,
quite a feat.
yeah, very smart puppet. Yeah.
His dad's a little dumb though, because like you said, he just watched his son get kicked his ass.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, the dad is a bit of a newer character, so maybe he hasn't learned those skills.
His brain hasn't developed.
Yeah.
So he's theoretically younger in brain than Elmo.
Yeah.
Again, and I like to talk to the Jesus of the Elmo world, because I wonder how they get created over there.
Yeah, because it seems like he came around 2006, so he's less than 20. Meanwhile, Elmo, I guess, has been around for about 40 years. So, yeah, things to definitely keep in mind. But that, I feel like we're going to end up in a lawsuit situation. It's just so dumb because
certainly by the man who's puppeteering Elmo.
Yeah, he apologized, but then later said I would do it again. Now that's just not how you apologize, man. I trust me.
Sorry, but I would do it again though.
Yeah. That's like almost borderline like a Christian type of thing to do. Like a Christian and Jordan type of thing to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know about all that. So now the question for you, Ethan, how are you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing pretty well. I actually went to a wedding expo today with my wizardress. It's funny, I saw my high school friends there. I didn't see me, but I saw two of them. I haven't seen since 2014. I thought that was hilarious. Like,
Wow.
And it's funny because one of them I was just thinking about the other day. Because like, man, does that work? I was like, man, I'm still trying to reconnect with some of these high school people. So I went and found her on Facebook, and I sent a friend request. And then, what do you know? I saw her today. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy.
It's a small world, for real. Now, I don't know how your fiance is gonna feel about you reconnecting with people from high school.
Yeah,
But
I love it. I wanted to introduce them, but they didn't see me. In fact, then we were walking behind them on the way to the car. It was very windy and rainy, but I shouted. The name was like Mike, but he had a hood on and an umbrella, and it was windy, so I don't think he heard me. But I wanted to introduce them. I'm like, oh my god, look! I say, these are my friends from high school.
Yeah,
which is cool. Man, I was trying to reach out to more. Yeah, but I know he's in a different state. But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of it.
Censor that name. He does not want to say his name on the podcast. So,
but anyway, yeah. So I've been trying to think of other people who we can reconnect with. You know what I'm saying? Sonder.
Yeah, I mean.
So how are you doing?
So we've had a good and a bad. Well, I've had a good and a bad week. We got approved for our apartment. So me, Ethan, and the wizardress got approved. We do not have the lease agreement yet. That hasn't been generated. But next month we are moving in together. So definitely tremendously good news. It moved very fast with that. And then obviously the bad news. So I've already talked about this with Ethan and Jordan, but I've been tickling my pickle a little too much recently. So and pooping, yes. So I don't.
Because you've been pooping too much.
Yes,
or trying to at least.
Exactly. So it's been a bit of a problem. So I have acknowledged the fact that I have a problem, and I am working on it. I did not tickle my pickle 2 days in a row, which for me is pretty monumental. I did poop earlier today, but I spent only like 3 minutes on the toilet. So compared to my regular 30 to 45 minutes on the toilet, that's a marked difference. So definitely I'm just going to practice, healthy habits moving forward. Because to put it into better context for everyone, I would be in the bathroom from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. To 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. doing
3 hours. Oh, but
Exactly.
you're doing multiple, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously a huge waste of time. And then it led to me sleeping only like 3.5 hours on average last week during the weekdays. So tonight will be a big test, obviously, because tonight is when the anxiety kicks in with like having to go to work and everything like that. Um, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try my best
Well,
to like.
by the way, um, when you wake up, check Twitter, check the roads. If they're flooded, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna call them sick, or just tell them, hey, I can't make it. My freeway's flooded. I can't make it. So yeah, you might want to check that out. You know.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should. Yeah, this is really like one of those times where I know this is like first world problem and everything like that, but I really wish we were working remotely at this time because like
I don't know, like especially what we do. We don't need to be in there.
no, we legitimately work about like
Nearly
three.
everything I
Yeah,
do in 1 hour at home, and then go back to sleep.
see, I would think like 2 3 hours like total is
Mhm.
like me actually working, and again, it could be very easily done at home. The only time that we would have to work in person is when we have someone in the office, but that which happens like maybe once a week, but still like those people could also just email, call. So yeah,
But also, check your emails because you're kind of in an older building, so you never know if it gets leaky or floody. They may say stay home anyway, so just check your work, check everything before you go to sleep, just in case. 'Cause
yeah,
it's getting quite rainy out here, at least. Well, I don't know about down there, but it's
yeah. That's why I'm
quite.
surprised you two even went today because of the
Yeah.
rain and
Well,
everything. But
the
I'm
that
glad.
was in Westlake, so it was, for me it was like 5 minutes to 10 minutes away. It wasn't too bad. I can take the streets all the way there.
Okay, gotcha. So did you guys win anything or no?
No, no, it really sucks. The person that won the Vegas thing was behind us,
Oh,
and the first words of her mouth was, "I don't want a Vegas vacation." I'm like, and I literally shouted, "I'm like, oh, we'll trade you," and she didn't just turn her head. I'm like, "Come on, now that thing's probably gonna be wasted because she doesn't want to go to Vegas." I'm like, damn.
huh. Yeah, that is weird. Because I wonder what they're gonna do with it. Then are they gonna sell it, or can you even sell
Yeah,
it?
like I would totally buy it off them if she I don't she may have not heard me, but I was like, play like we'll take it.
Yeah, you shot your shot. You tried.
Sure, she would have been happy if she heard me because if I said, "Oh, we're getting made in Vegas," and I would have gave some cash for the thing. Like, I'm sure they would have had that nice. She would have.
How much would you have paid for it though? Because like, what's the dollar value of?
See, well, it was $1,500 value, so I would have given her $700.
Wow.
Think about it. Think about it. It's all profit for her. It's something she doesn't want, and it's free. Well, everything she has is free, so she'd be making $700 instead of doing a $1,500 thing she doesn't want to do. So
Right.
girl math, I just saved $800, and she got $700. See that?
I feel like the final selling point price on that would have been like 1,200, but still not too bad, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm gonna start off at 1,200. I'm gonna start off at 700.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense. That's fair. All right.
Yeah, Christian would have given him 2,000 for it, but yeah. He would have been, oh, I feel bad, so here's some extra money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Christian's not the best negotiator. Um, Christian's not the best negotiator. To be fair, though, I mean I've done some interesting financial moves. Like when we went once our car broke down and I really had to use the bathroom, so I went into McDonald's, but
Hmm.
then I ended up just buying a soda just because I didn't want to use the bathroom for free. Um,
Huh. Well, that's only
so
like $4.
yeah, so I get it, but yeah, I mean,
Meanwhile, you obviously negotiated your way, your CFO benefits for the exact equity percentage you wanted. That's so funny.
yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, Christian thought he was like pulling a fast one on me, but then in reality, like, so it was like, so you're giving me exactly what I asked for. Wow, you you drive a hard bargain, pal. Yeah, so Christian definitely he's such a kind soul that unfortunately he has the potential to be like manipulated. Very um yeah, which again f- for all the stuff that we say on here, we say to everyone's faces too. I want to just clarify that. So
Of
it's not talking
course.
yeah, it's not talking shit because we again say it straight up. Christian's ass at negotiating, which is why we were willing to help him out with his business. So that people wouldn't take advantage of him, and even us, like we're not gonna take advantage of him. I literally surrendered my CFO position, and then I said I don't want any equity anymore. Meanwhile, Christian was telling me, "Nope, nope, I want you to keep your equity." And so, so yeah, just want to clarify that. I mean, so in terms of the week, I worked another 49-hour work week, so that
Oh,
was
but
two,
you're gonna be 52.
and now I'm gonna be 52. Yes, so
That far from
luckily,
home, which is cool.
yeah, 9 of those are work from. So what happened was the counselor, he's been having issues for a very long time with the
Like
staff member.
health or like what?
No, like he's just had like disagreements with all of us. Like he's had disagreements with me. He had it with
Oh, that's right. You said he walked out.
yeah, he
Okay.
walked out. So props to him in the sense that we've all wanted to do that. Well, at least with me, I've wanted to walk off the job many times,
Mm-hmm.
and just never come back. You know, say deuces and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
He did that.
Clip one.
He was literally on his like fourth last chance. So it was very much due for him to get fired or for him to quit. And he finally quit. And now that he quit, I'm picking up some of his classes. So then I am going to be running. I'm going to be having classes 4 days a week now. So yeah, it's going to be
a lot. That's nice
yeah,
money.
nice money before we move out. Really nice because I'm going to be working from. So basically, Monday is the only day that I don't work 2 jobs now. So Tuesday through Friday, I'm going to be 7:30 to 4, and then 6 to 9. So yeah, obviously it's potential risks for burning out, but because it is like something that's very temporary, I should be fine. And again, because I'm working from home, so in reality, it's not 6 to 9; it's more like 6 to 8. I just keep the Zoom video going, so then it seems like I'm there until like 8:45.
So funny.
But yeah, so and again, it's just helping me out because I learn more about like drugs and I learn more about how addiction affects the brain, which is useful for me again because I feel like I'm addicted to tickling my pickle. So it's been interesting to learn about that stuff.
Pickle.
So yeah, that's that. Next up, we have Brian Johnson, who recently sent out a tweet that he injected Botox into his penis. So
disgusting.
For those of you who don't know who Brian Johnson is someone who is doing something called Project Blueprint. So he's basically he's a billionaire, and he's spending a lot of money trying to basically live forever. He has, it seems like with the tests that he's done, it seems like he has successfully reversed his biological age. I think it's like at 37.
Like a vampire, right?
He doesn't look too healthy. He's tried some other controversial stuff like plasma infusions from his son, and human growth hormone. He's tried, but he has stopped those two because they don't seem to bring him any results. But recently, at least recently, he tweeted about it. He injected Botox into his penis. I don't really understand the reasoning behind this. He did give a list of reasons for it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read that just for everyone's reference. But again, he is very much obsessed with like anti-aging and everything. And so far it does seem to be working. But it's definitely it's very, he takes 100+ supplements a day. So
yeah, that's just a lot.
That's just a lot. I don't know how that's good. I can't imagine that that's good for you. But so he injected Botox into his penis. It increased his penis length by 1 centimeter. So not even.
Oh my god, that's very small.
Yeah. It also improves erection hardness, peak systolic velocity, end-diastolic velocity, sexual health satisfaction. So now, again, I want to clarify that we don't obviously know for sure if he did this. I don't even know if this is a joke or not. I don't think he's joking. And he calls it therapy also. So therapy was built on a double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled, prospective comparative study conducted involving 70 patients with ED refractory to PDE. Whatever. Honestly, that doesn't really, all that nonsense doesn't really matter. We will just see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see what happens with that. For those of you who don't know what Botox is, I don't really know what Botox is either, to be honest with you, but I do know people get Botox more for than just cosmetic reasons. They do it for like headaches, they do it for like TMG, which is like a jaw issue. So there are different reasons to get Botox. This is the first time I've heard of someone injecting it into their penis.
Yeah.
Also, this dude is single. Just FYI, this man is single, so it's not like he's.
He better be. No one's gonna date someone like that.
He's got money. I don't know about all that. He's a billionaire.
I guess.
So, yeah, that's that. I don't know if Ethan had any thoughts on that.
I have a thought. It's disgusting. But that's my thought.
Yeah, it's an interesting move. As someone who I like biohacking, but this is a little bit. I mean, this is just
disgusting.
Crazy. The only good news I would say is following injection, a fine massage was applied. So that sounds like it was a good time. But yeah. So that's that one. You could talk about the Apple Vision Pro next.
All right, so the Apple Vision Pro came out, and it's I'm sure it looks. I mean, it's cool on the inside, but from the outside, people look like idiots because it texting in the air and texting the air and walking in the air and just going like this. They're on trains. But the actually dangerous part is because I saw someone recorded someone in a Tesla. This is driving itself or whatever, and they're on their Vision Pro with the thing on their face while the Tesla's driving itself, which is dangerous, for obvious reasons. So, and then they also recorded someone on a skateboard going in the middle of a bike or a scooter going in the middle of a bike lane, doing the same thing. They're just tapping and doing little Vision Pro, which could easily get someone killed if they don't see the lights red or something and they're causing an intersection. If someone's running a red light and they can't swerve away, they're gonna die on their Vision Pro on that scooter. So not only do I think it's dangerous, I think it's cool, but I also not only do I think it's dangerous, but also highly stupid the way people are using it in regard. And now I know Christian will be like, "Oh, it's the future."
Spatial computing, for those of you who are wondering what it is. Can you explain what it is?
Well, see, I don't know myself, but I just know it's the big, like, it looks like a big VR thing. You know, you put it on and then it's like big, like you're in the screen. You're in. I know, like Disney Plus is partnering, so you can like in the football game, like ESPN, like in the football game or the basketball game, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, when you're at home, but if you're trying to be in the game or text or whatever, when you're wearing these Vision Pros, scootering or driving, that's not smart. So, as always, the technology is so fast that the government has to catch up. But I'm sure there'll be a nice new law coming pretty shortly that you shouldn't be Vision Pro in skating and Vision Pro in driving. Use the Vision Pro responsibly.
Yeah. The real cause for concern, I would imagine, is when competitors come out with their own version of this, so then it leads to even more people using the stuff.
That shouldn't be allowed on the scooter. Like,
shouldn't be allowed in public. This should be something that you have to only use at home.
Yeah, that too. Because in public, again, someone else brought up a good point. Yeah, people can easily, if that thing on their face, easily get pickpocketed or robbed. You don't see who's in front of you. Because you're just watching the TV or whatever you're doing on the thing. Especially, they'll be easy targets too. Because if you can afford that, $3,500 for that thing. So if you can afford that Vision Pro, you're likely gonna have some other goods in your pockets, and then and then they're like, oh, this person can't see me, so I'm just gonna get his wallet, her wallet, So it's just
to be fair, because when someone approaches, Apple Vision Pro simultaneously lets you see the person and reveals your eyes to them.
But what if they come from behind you?
Also true. But
or from the side of you?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if someone's coming from behind you, you're not gonna see it regardless. Anyway.
Well, yeah, your peripheral vision can kind of see something. They can you just have no senses because your thing's on,
This is it's like
whatever you're doing. You're focused on whatever you're doing.
Advanced VR system mixed in with like computing is what it seems like to me. Obviously, it just kind of harkens back to like WALL-E almost.
Yeah, because all those fat people are sitting there with the things on their faces.
Yeah. So there's a fine line between technological advancements and dystopian future almost. This is... I just don't understand the point of this.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of it from maybe like a handicap. I don't know what the right word is nowadays, but from someone who does have disabilities. I don't know. Maybe obviously someone who can't use their limbs. This could help them with spatial computing and someone who can't use their hands or something like that. So
that's true.
That could help them out for sure. Right, because you can't text and stuff, but you can move your head, so that can help for sure. But for the general population, I would say it's unnecessary. Again, trying not to step on some toes, but also keep it 100. Like for me, I don't think this is necessary.
Not at all. I wouldn't get one.
Especially not for $3,500.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, we got this. Then we got the Neuralink or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care what Christians are. Step into the future. I'm not getting no chip in my head. No freaking way. I know people have RFID chips in their hands or whatever. I don't get that either. I'll take the extra second and show you my credit card, tap my phone so I can pay with that. Okay. And
this comes from a man who hates passwords, and he really he was to even put the cards into Apple Pay in the first place. So that's coming from this man who really tries to go out of his way to,
Yeah, I'm like the laziest person possible. I'm trying to think super fast, but even I'm not getting nothing injected into me. Only because I don't like blood tests and stuff like that. So I don't want a needle to shoot up something in my bloodstream or whatever the hell that works.
Elon Musk,
like a freaking robot.
Yeah, Elon Musk's Neuralink, which is actually really funny because Ethan, one of our other friends, and I did a project in high school economics class, it was a Shark Tank thing, and our idea was a chip in your brain, and I think we called it Nerve-Link or something. We called it something.
Yeah, it was nerve. And actually, I think we should sue because he stole our idea.
He low-key did steal our idea, and also again the name was very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was exactly this, but it was extremely close.
It was Nerve or Nerve-Link or something like that.
Yeah, literally one letter off or something.
Nerve-Link or something like that. Something.
But it's a human brain implant, so I don't fully know. I didn't really look into the articles on this, what exactly it was. But I know that someone got it, and then was saying this is the future. You can't
even that. Why would you again? Maybe someone's brain dead. And maybe they can get them that's I get that man
comas, maybe people in comas. Yeah, well, but that's
what?
brain dead.
Oh yeah, but yeah. yeah, I feel like brain dead, or like you have an illness and maybe this really helps you out, or you have brain surgery or something. Like fantastic, but like for a normal person like me, I don't see a need for a chip to be planted into my head. I don't. What does that do? Like, what does the chip do? You search the internet through your eyes or something. Yeah, the brain is such as one of those vital organs. You know? I just don't understand why mess with it unnecessarily by implanting something in my head. Like, my
So Elon
brain
Musk
is like that.
says his ambitious plan to let humans wirelessly connect their brains with phones and other devices has taken a new step.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Question: why do I want to connect my brain to a phone so I can make a call in my head? Like,
basic
what if
convenience.
someone calls me and I'm here ring in my head? Like,
The
what if I
device the device is designed to interpret a person's neural activity so they can operate a computer or smartphone by simply intending to move. No wires or physical movement are required. Again, stuff like this is very good for
Yeah,
handicap.
if you're brain dead or handicapped.
Yeah. But
But I
for
mean,
able-bodied, I think is the
and
politically correct term. It's
what if
not.
what if I, you know, move in a way, look, I have tics, right? So what if I move in a way and my brain is the thing is detecting something, thinks I'm trying to do something, but I'm not. Then it becomes annoying. It becomes like an autocorrect, like that's dumb. What if I mean, uh, these phones here, they can get hacked. So can my brain get hacked? Like, there's so many questions. Why would you get this something in your head? Because and
Mhm.
if I get hacked, then what happens? Does my brain? Can you
Mhm.
shut my brain down? Can you kill me? Like, I don't know. Can you stop the brain functioning to my heart? Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many. I just don't understand why someone, unless like say you're brain dead or severe medical injury, why you would like get it. I don't, and,
I will say, maybe 30 years from now, we look back on this, and then like the majority of people have it, and then we are, like we're the minority in the situation. You never know with how technology is these days.
true, but I feel
Uh,
like in 30 years from now there'll be someone better than Elon Musk developing.
Porsche is also developing one, and apparently it's way faster than Elon
Yeah,
Musk's one.
yeah, and
I have
see,
no idea what Porsche is developing one though.
yeah, I'm no,
Yeah,
oh,
Porsche
yeah,
brain implant chip 18 seconds faster than Neuralinks. Wow. But what?
yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't know what the purpose is.
yeah? Are you gonna like be connected to your car?
Maybe it's so. Maybe okay, maybe for that one it's like so people don't steal your car. Maybe you don't need a key, right? So it's harder to steal the car. Maybe that's one of the only benefits I think of why Porsche would be doing that. You
It
know,
it does seem like it will allow you to connect to the car. That's kind of
it would
crazy.
have to be because Porsche is doing it. So,
Yeah, that's amazing. Still not gonna do it.
yeah.
I can be amazed,
My
but
thought
still.
is you can, you probably can because you won't have a key theoretically, right? So it's harder for someone to break into your car. So you obviously can open the car and everything with your by looking at it, blinking or whatever you do.
Mhm. I
And
just
then
think
I wonder if you can speed up and slow down, or you just have to operate. I wonder if you. Oh, I'm curious. I wonder if there'll be pedals, like, or if you can operate the car with your brain. Because then if someone steals it, then there's no point because they can't drive it.
yeah,
But I don't
but
know.
like I just think that this is gonna. I mean, like imagine like even with like trafficking people or something like that. You traffic someone and then like the traffickers now like they put the chips in them or I don't
Yeah,
like.
then they can. Oh, yeah. See that one again. You can for that. That's a situation where you can. The poor person has to force to be put a chip in their brain, so they can track where their shipment. That's what I think it was shipments. Where the shipments are going. Yeah.
How does this benefit
And and
society?
and more way like this, yeah, certain uh, parties, political parties that may or not like illegal immigration, so we're gonna ship all the illegal aliens, or and then what? what are you gonna do when you find like deport them all or do something easily able to find? Like I don't know. Like yeah, I feel like it's one of those examples where someone makes someone because they think it's better for the greater good, and then they don't really think of all the potential consequences. You know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
And
to
I
be
also feel
fair,
like that's how Christian thinks too with most of the things. He thinks, oh, it's great, but doesn't ever think of the potential issues.
next time we talk to him, actually, I do want to get into this debate with him about
Yeah,
this.
because I'm curious, because he said, oh, it's the future, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he very much like, shitted on me for like.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I wonder if he thought about any of this other stuff. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if not, because he's so nice. Maybe he doesn't anticipate. He just thinks everyone's gonna be all happy and in utopia. You know.
Yeah, I don't. I again, it's just one of those things. I don't see how it benefits society as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, but then at the same time, like you were against AI for a while, and then like a year later, you kind of like calmed down with AI. So like,
Oh yeah, I just thought. Well, see that one, I was against it because you said using it on college papers, and I was like, man, you're cheating. I wasn't against the idea of it just help you can look or helping people like what you can look something up, or I was specifically that one was about college papers, and then you're having a conversation with it about your like it was your girlfriend or something. Like now I was like, well, the movie Her, like if you're using it to assist, like oh, how to use how example of a email or a resume. Give me a nice resume template, something that you're like having. I'm talking about like you're having like straight up conversations with it, like it was your best friend or something. That was weird. And I still think that's weird.
I will say for those of you who do that with ChatGPT, if you, I mean,
If
there's
you
levels.
do it, that's fine. I still think it's weird to all of you do it.
Yeah, I think it's like not everyone has friends that they can turn to, and not everyone has a therapist that they can turn to. So then they're gonna talk to ChatGPT because it's free. I understand where you're coming from. Loneliness can be painful for sure, but at the same time, it would probably be better suited if you actually try to build like human connection and like put yourself out
Yeah,
there.
because the more you
Yeah,
touch that robot, the less of a chance it'll be, the more uncomfortable you'll be when you actually see a human.
yeah. So I will say it's a slippery slope. I don't have any moral guilt or anything like that about using it to cheat on college papers or anything like that. I highly encourage all of you to use your resources, use
Yeah, now
ChatGPT,
here comes this rant again. We heard it last week.
use whatever you can to cheat in college. All right, guys, do use whatever you can to cheat in college. Do it. I cannot like encourage you enough. All right, because it's just so unnecessary. Like some assignments are so stupid, just so uncalled. It just do it. All right, 100%, without a doubt. 10 out of 10 times, I would do it again. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay, Larry David.
So the last current event, really, that wanted to discuss is Amelia Earhart.
Yeah,
For
I heard that one time. What exactly happened there? Because I heard you saw one headline on it.
So for those of you who don't know who Amelia Earhart is, she's one of the most well-known female pilots of all time. And she disappeared a while ago. And the mystery has never really been solved. So I used to be very into the Bermuda Triangle as a child, and I thought it was going to be
what?
The Bermuda Triangle. So
Bermuda what?
the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, this is hilarious. I don't keep hearing you say it. One more time.
Bermuda Triangle. Am I mispronouncing it?
Bermuda Triangle?
Triangle. Oh, fine. Sorry. The Bermuda Triangle. What?
Triangle.
Oh, triangle. The Bermuda Triangle.
Triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle. Triangle. That sounds so.
English not my first language.
Yes, English is not my first language. For those of you who don't know, I moved here to this country when I was 2, but I still learned Sinhala first.
And now you're learning how to pronounce triangle.
Triangle. Triangle. See, it's so weird. I can say like isosceles with ease,
But you can't say triangle.
but I can't say triangle.
You sound like a southern black lady. Triangle. Triangle.
That's so strange. Triangle. All right. So anyway, I used to think that was a way bigger problem than it turned out to be. There's actually, if you look up Cody's homework, it's the first video that you would find of me on YouTube. We did a report about the Bermuda Triangle, and yeah. So lo and behold, the mystery still has not been solved. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about it. Some say she was alive for a very long time. She just like disappeared to Japan or something like that. But recently, sonar images, and this happened like I want to say last week. Oh no, actually, well, this article was published yesterday. All right. So sonar image shows anomaly that could be Amelia Earhart's plane. So nearly 87 years after the famed aviator and her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared over the Pacific Ocean during an attempt to fly around the world, underwater archaeologists and other marine experts are still trying to unravel what happened. That's pretty crazy. So, what do you think happened, Ethan? What are your thoughts on Amelia Earhart?
Well, I think we got to go to the triangle to figure it out. But no, I think she probably got caught in a storm or something, and yeah, her plane because the Bermuda Triangle.
See, it's not so easy, is it, huh?
No, I'm saying it for emphasis a second time for you.
Triangle. Triangle.
And I looked at you like this.
Triangle.
Oh, all right, you southern western black lady. So yes, the southern Bermuda Triangle. That's what Osanda says. Triangle. It's the storm, one of the stormiest areas in the world. So they probably got you didn't get it. Yeah, but I'm assuming she probably got kind of storm and her plane went down and probably shore somewhere, probably on Bermuda, which is an island. Did you know that, Osanda?
No, I didn't know that.
Bermuda is an island just a few hundred miles south of the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, okay.
A lot of hurricanes go there, actually.
Yeah, and then like the poles are like all wonky, they're all wonky.
No, I mean that's part of the hurricane alley.
Oh, is that what it? See, again, like
it goes up to Florida, then when they go up to the northeast, the Bermuda Triangle is between there and like the east coast of the United States. Is the Bermuda Triangle between the Bermuda and now if you watch Ancient Aliens, I'm sure they'll say a bunch of crazy stuff about that place.
Aliens and everything. I love the
Why
myth.
you got so excited?
It's just one of those things, man. Like I really thought it's like how you know how a lot of people thought quicksand was going to be a huge thing, like a huge problem for us.
Yes.
Same concept. I thought the Bermuda Triangle was going to be a huge problem for us.
Well, just don't fly through it. Well, you can fly through it, but just don't fly through it when there's a storm.
It's just so interesting.
It is an interesting spot. I mean, especially, I'm curious. Hopefully, someone will go down there and kind of investigate and dig around in the ocean and see what they can find. There is a mythical spot going over there.
It's just so amazing how these things happen. Like there was that Malaysian airplane that this happened like not recently, but more recently than Amelia Earhart. I think it was 10 years ago when that plane disappeared, and we don't know what the heck happened to it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I mean the ocean is just a mysterious place, man. We're out here like exploring space and all this other nonsense, but like we don't know so much about the ocean. Like it's so like not like undiscovered, and then meanwhile it covers like 3/4 of the Earth, and yeah.
Yes, they got to. I'm curious about the oceans. The oceans are pretty. Yeah, especially what new animals are over there.
Animals we haven't seen before, like
Mm-hmm.
just crazy, scary.
That's what I said. What new animals are over there?
Oh, now I have a deep question if we're done talking about this one.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to invite your therapist to your wedding?
No. No.
Wow.
Are
Just
you?
I might consider it, but I don't know if that would be like a client, like a confident, like, you know what I mean, like
I think it would be.
a boundary. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. So
Hmm.
so does that mean you can't hang? Yeah, you can't hang out with your therapist outside of. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
No, why you want to? You just want to see my therapist because she's hot, huh?
No, I'm just genuinely like
You
wondering,
just
like,
want her to come to the wedding.
no, no, I'm just genuinely wondering, like, what are the boundaries and laws behind that? But it was just a random question, honestly. But no, I will say Ethan's therapist is pretty hot. But I literally wrote that question before I knew that your therapist was that hot. That's pretty much it for this podcast. I had a bunch of current events, but I deleted them all to talk about these four. I in terms of other deep, I would say, like, be careful with the rain, y'all. It is,
Of course, yes.
yeah,
With the rain.
it is pouring. Obviously. Oh, here's a question, Ethan. Actually, that I have, because my colleagues at my job, they it was all in jest, right? But they kind of clowned me for how I dress at work. They said I dress like a Catholic schoolboy. Um, I told them, like, I just don't really care about looking good at work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've never really, like, I guess maybe it's because I've had I was with someone for so long, so then I really didn't really care about dressing up nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, well, I'm not trying to date any of my coworkers. I already have someone, so, like, what's the point of, like, dressing nice if I don't have
Mm-hmm.
to? Do you dress up for work?
No, I wear what I'm wearing now.
Have you ever dressed up for work before you were with someone?
No, that doesn't matter. I'm with somewhere or not. I just dress up if it's required.
See, exactly. That's basically the same concept, like the same, thoughts I have. I don't see why I would put in effort to look good at work. And then, like, I told them, like, well, I'm not going to be dating any of my coworkers just because, like, that's just such a bad idea. And they're like, well, you could date someone on, like, they were like, fair, but you could date someone on another floor. You never know. And I'm like, there's just so much effort, so much money to look good at work when I just, like, don't give a shit. Like, honestly. Now, granted, I also had that I had that same thinking in general the whole time. And that is something that I actually did talk to my therapist about. Fun fact. And she kind of was telling me, well, no, that's not necessarily true. You could find someone who doesn't care about how you dress. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's true. Elizabeth doesn't care about how I dress.
see, lucky. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Because my ex did care about how I dress. She wanted me to put in more effort. But, like, I just don't. I like to dress comfortably. I really, yeah, I really don't care to look. I don't like to match. I just don't give a shit. I really don't. I'll try, because again, like, I am on the shorter side, so I will see if I have to do that once I start trying to date again. But yeah, because she raised a good point, right? She's like, well, what if you dress up the first couple times just to, like, get her attention, but then you start to run out of outfits, and then you want to just dress your normal clothing. Then what's gonna happen? And I'm like, all right, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. So, also, for anyone who wants to come at us, we don't care how the other person dresses either. If they want to hang out in their pajamas, go for it. Yeah. So, Yeah, it's a two-way street for sure. It's not like I'm expecting to be dressed like a slob and then I want them to be dressed up to the nines or some shit.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, besides that, Ethan, you have anything else you want to talk?
I can't think of anything here, Doc.
All right, let's find the quote to um, end today's podcast with. But I was Osanda, and with me I had.
Ethan.
So I'm actually say this quote. This is a shout out to again that friend because he gave me a good perspective on the whole flag thing that we talked about last week, and then he kind of explained the importance of the Pledge of Allegiance and every like the
That's
national anthem.
right. Good job, Joel.
Again, doesn't want his name out there. So this is a quote from him. All right, but it's not from him. It's from Edmund Burke. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Oh my goodness. I've heard that quote millions of times.
Okay, well, when I use original quotes, you know, if you have such a problem with the quotes, it's gonna be your quote, Mister. Oh, if you're not with me, you're against me. You say that every week.
That's right. I was gonna say it. Hey. But you made it seem like it was like, like someone's quote.